Oh my gosh. Do you remember the other day when I was cleaning out my filing cabinet and going through some files? And I told you I found the printout of emails between myself and an old boyfriend. Well, it turns out it's more than just emails. It's been years ago, so I had actually forgotten the majority of this stuff, but man, I was just looking through it real quick this afternoon to decide if I was just going to toss it, throw it away, or what I was going to do with it. A lot of times, I'll save stuff like that in my hope chest. You never know when you want to go back through it or something, but this is junk. It's seriously junk. Let me just, without saying any names or details, give you a little taste of what's in here, and this is like a lot of stuff. First of all, I'll tell you that we dated for almost a year, and there was always something a little bit off about it. For example, he never took me in public. The 2 times that we went out to eat together, he took me out of town both times. Even once was just for a cheeseburger. He took me 30 minutes out of the way to get a cheeseburger. No kidding. I don't know what caused me to think anything was off outside of the fact that he never took me anywhere in public. But I found him on like a billion different dating sites. And I printed out all the profiles. He was bad to use the same username across every network. So all I had to do was just Google the username, and I found I think 19 different dating sites where it said, very specifically, online now, online within the last 24 hours. So Plenty of Fish, yeah, that was a good one. Oh, there's another Plenty of Fish. He had more than one profile there. Gotta love it. You guys need to watch these dating sites for real. Matchdoctor.com. I'm not familiar with that one myself. Might look that up if you're looking for a date. Oh, here's a good one. Datehookup.com. There's another Matchdoctor.com. Oh, he actually had a picture on here. I forgot what he looked like. This is actually 2 pages of Google search results where I found his username on single sites. Yeah. Oh, wait, and here's another one. 2 more pages. Yeah, because he had 2 different usernames. Wow. Personals around Chattanooga. Match Doctor. Of course, he was on MySpace. Date Hookup. All kinds of good stuff here. Oh, singlesbycity.com. I've never heard of that one either until then. Oh, here it is. I told you I wasn't sure why I looked it up in the first place, why it ever entered my mind, but I just found it, actually. This is an anonymous email. I can't show it to you without showing you the all the details on it, and I don't want to mess up anybody's privacy, but it says, I don't know how to advise you, but I doubt this is news to you. And it's google.com/search ? And the query is his username. And so I had gotten this anonymous email, and I clicked on the link, and that's when all the Google search results came up. So I had forgotten about that, but I did save that too. Yeah, nice. Match.com, it said active this week. Oh, this one's good. Free adult dating XXX personals. Nice. Adultmatchdoctor.com. Yeah, very good. Yep. Good stuff. Crazy. And then I had a really odd thing happen. It was just kind of a gut feeling, but I had this lady kind of bugging me on MySpace. This was back in the MySpace days, so yes, it was years ago. Anyway, she was a mutual friend of ours, his and mine. She was a mutual friend. And it was like everything I posted, she had just a little bit something negative to say, but just with a twist, just enough to where if I said anything back, it would make me look bad. Like I was being a bee. She just kind of, set me off a little bit sometimes. Then I discovered that they were talking. Not only that they were talking, but that they'd been talking for 10 months. And it was coming to a head, and they were planning to meet up in person. So let me just tell you what he says to me after being on 19 different dating sites and having this very intimate virtual relationship with someone he was about to meet. And let me tell you, it was hot and steamy. Anyway, he says to me, you've let words, written and spoken, come between us, wrought with misunderstanding. He also says, judge me by my actions toward you and you alone. Right. Anyway, this made for a really good read, and it may actually make for a really good fiction story. Yes, fiction. The cool thing is I won't even have to dress it up to make it a really good novel. Crazy guy. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. But man, when you look back on stuff like that in your life, do you ever just ask yourself, like, what in the world was that? So while I was cleaning out the rest of the filing cabinet, I came across quite a few other interesting things, like all kinds of stuff, love letters, you name it. So my daughter says to me, I so wish I grew up in the 80s. And I'm like, why? You like fluorescent and big hair? And she said, no. So I would have letters and pictures and, you know, real things, cards and stuff. She said, all I have is text and emails, which I thought was pretty interesting. I hadn't really thought of it because most of my letters are pretty old. So this was really sweet. This was just someone I went out with a few times, really nice guy. It never really went anywhere at all. But let me just read you this cute little love letter here before we go. It says, when I look into your eyes, I can see the sunrise. I can see a world so beautiful, one you have chose to share with me. You don't know how that makes me feel. I hope you can see how much you mean to me. Words simply cannot describe the love I have inside. I feel so alive when I'm around you. There's no punctuation here. There's like 0 punctuation here. So if it sounds like a run-on sentence, it is. Where was I? Your beauty fills the room with a radiant glow as the morning dawns on the meadow, and as I reflect upon life itself, I'd rather spend it with no one else. That's nice, right? P.S. I'm not really able to share my feelings very well because I'm shy, blah, blah, blah. So if I was to like, he said like, so if I was to like put my arm around you, well, never mind. Just please be patient with me. By the way, I can't spell very well either. Let me just show you here. I gotta cover his name up. Hang on. The end of it there, you see? It says always. Not always. Always. Stuff like this is priceless. I mean, I know what Leo would say, stuff is stuff, but stuff like this has to go in the hope chest because every once in a while, it's just worth a good laugh. Even this crap over here, this big pile of stuff, actually makes me laugh now. It was not funny at the time, of course. But it makes me laugh now. Like I said, my daughter, she's 15, and she's really jealous because they don't have paper notes and they don't have real pictures and all that cool stuff. Speaking of real pictures, I found some recently from like ages ago. And this was literally probably half my life ago, so you'll get a good laugh out of it. And I'm going to cover up my husband's face because I don't have, permission to share his likeness, blah, blah, blah. We've been through that already. Anyway, so I'm going to cover up his face here, and I want to show you. And we're going to end this with a question. I'm going to see if you can get this right, okay? So yes, that's me, half my life ago. So here's the question, and I just want to see how many of you can get it right. What actress out of what movie does that remind you of from about the same time? About 20 years ago. Very popular, lots of music in the movie. It so reminds me of that movie every time I look at it. So let me show it to you one more time. We'll see if you can figure out which actress from which movie this reminds you of. There you go. That's all the fun for today. I have found so many neat things cleaning out my office. I highly recommend you clear the clutter because you never know what cool stuff you might find.